Hello and welcome in lockdown cooking. Some of you might have experienced that the supermarkets sometimes have a lack of ingredients, and so did I, and today I really fancy doing something with spaghetti, but there is no minced meat left, so I had a look in the cupboards, in the fridge, and I've gathered some ingredients and we are going to make a really nice spaghetti sauce today. So, what have I got? I've got some spaghetti, I've got a can of tomatoes, I've got some tomato puree, I've found a little bit of chorizo sausage that we might use. I've got a carrot, garlic, a pepper, onion, I've got some celery. This is the same celery that I showed you like 10 days ago. It still is good, it's in the fridge. And then I've got some cheese as well. I'm hesitating between using thyme or basil. I think I'm going to make the choice now, it's going to be basil. So putting this one on the side. Alright, so I've tied my hair, I've washed my hands, let's get cooking. I've got the kettle who is on the go, who is ready. I'm going to show you a little trick here with your spaghetti, guys. If I put it here, I hope you will see it properly. So I take my spaghetti, I put it in the middle. Okay, I'm going to twist it like this, and look what's happening. Don't know if you can see it. Nice. Alright, get this going. Right, our spaghetti roughly takes a good 10 to 12 minutes to cook. Some people like it a little bit harder. That's how the Italians called it al dente. If you like it al dente, yeah, 10 minutes should be enough. Okay, get this going. Fantastic. Next thing we do, I'm going to get my chorizo sausage. Now, if you use chorizo sausage, you don't really need to put that much oil in your pan because it's full of fat. So we're going to let this fat melt from the chorizo sausage. So if you look at it, I do the bridge technique. I cut it in two, and then I'm going to use the claw, and I just cook really thin little slices, just like that. There you go. Get this one going, and it smells already delicious. If you see how I use my knife, I don't push down, I let it slide. The knife does the job. You just let it slide, it goes by itself. There you go. Okay, you're going to hear this sizzling in a minute. I've put it on high heat, and then in a while I'm going to put it to medium heat. Okay, while this is warming up, I'm going to peel my carrots. Remember everyone, when you peel your carrots, you use a peeler, you don't use the blunt side, you use the middle thing here that's really sharp. Okay, so go like this. And it goes by itself. Okay, once you've done it, you do the end bits. There you go. And it goes in the bin. You can forget about it. Okay, again, I use the bridge technique, bridge again. Bridge again. Now you can use the claw now and cut it with the 4 little bits here. If you're not that confident, do half of that. And if you cut little bits, it will cook quicker. Fantastic. Next one. Great. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but it starts to be a little bit oily here, and that's the fat of the chorizo that is melting. So now I'm going to put this one on medium heat, get my coats in there. Nice. Make sure my pasta is not sticky. Great. Next one. I'm going to peel my onion. Remember, you cut the end bits, and then you peel this off here if you can. Put the other end bit, and you peel the other side if you can. Nice. Okay, so I've got a line here. I'm going to use my knife in order to help me out. Goes by itself. Look at this. But you don't. Okay, so again, I use the bridge technique. I don't use the wobbly side, but the flat side to cut it in two. Okay. So again, I put the two flat bits on my chopping board. I slice it 2 or 3 times. Look at this. I'm not going to cut it straight down, but I'm going to go towards the middle like this. If you see the movement of my knife, okay, so look what I'm doing. This part is a bit tricky, so what I tend to do, if I cut like that, it gets flat again. I can do it. Nice. Okay, so 1, 2, and go towards the middle. Hop. And there. And we mix it. Next thing, my pepper. Okay, to deseed the pepper, here's the trick. By the way, I've washed this one just before, just to get rid of the waxing that they put on it. If I push on here, you might hear some pop. So listen, pop. Okay. Now I open it a little bit. Okay. And oh, get a little bit one inside. Surprise! Okay, just look at this. Take the stalk off, and I do this with my hands, and I make sure there's no little bits in there. Okay, same with this one. Off we go. While I'm doing it, give it a stir. Check my pasta. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm using the claw, and I'm going to cut some strips, and once I've got my strips, I'm going to dice it. Okay, and we can add it to the sauce. Okay, what about the baby? You taste? Nice. I like with pepper because it's always a little bit sweeter. Hop. Okay. Got my celery. That's the next one. Cut the end bits. Go on this one. In the bin, or the compost if you have compost. And again, we use the claw. We let the knife do the job for you. Okay. Get it in there. Okay, I am still at medium heat. It's starting to look really good. Okay, next part. My garlic. garlic is a bit the same as your onion. You cut the end bits first and you try to peel it off while you're doing this. Let's see if I can succeed. Not today. Alright, let's see if I can do the other side. It didn't work today. Doesn't matter. I'm going to use my fingers. Peel it all off. It's a bit difficult to do it with your fingers. Use your knife, but don't cut yourself. Okay, and this one is nice and boiling. Well, some people tend to put salt in there, and if you put salt in your boiling water, it will just put like the 100 degrees barrier for boiling a little bit higher, so it's going to be like 110 or something like this. Some people like to put olive oil with it as well, so it doesn't stick when you put in the colander. I don't do that. It's fine like this. Okay. Remember, the technique for your garlic is you squash it first, then use the clove and you finely chop it. Okay, if you still don't know how to do this, have a look at the video on how to make garlic bread, and it's all explained in there in detail. There you go. You don't have to put like too much effort with this one, because once your tomato sauce will be in here, the taste will kind of diffuse in the tomato sauce, so it's fine. Fantastic! Well, these all look good already. Okay. I've decided to put some meat taste to it by using an OXO cube. You don't have to do that, that's my personal choice. With these OXO cubes, easiest way of doing it is if you can kind of like make it crumble inside, so you push the corners in, the little edges. If you look at it, you kind of make a little package. That's a trick I've learned from Mr. Hawkins. It works really well. Have a look at it now. It's all crumbled already, and I don't have to do that much anymore. There you go. Mix it a bit. Will give a bit of a beef taste to it, but again, you don't have to do it if you don't like it. Absolutely fine. Next part. Check here. Now, by the looks of it, I think these ones will be ready in probably 3 minutes. Let's have a look. Taste it. Didn't al dente yet. You can. First things first, you see this little ring here. If you kind of open it completely, just like that, then you turn it over, you use your thumb and you put it like that. It goes by itself. Put it in there. Okay, what you can do is put a little bit of water, get all the juices out of there. Okay, that'll go to recycling later and give the mix. Okay, now for this one here, I'm gonna put it back to high heat. Fantastic. Let's get some basil in. bit more than a teaspoon. I'll do the job. Okay, I'd like to put some tomato paste just to give some extra tomato taste and to make my sauce a little bit more consistent. How does this one work if you don't know how to do it? If you look at it, you get like a metal kind of like seal and nothing comes out of it. Alright, if you look on this side, you get like some kind of like pin. Alright, so you basically what you need to do is you kind of like push it in and look, magic! Alright, get like a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half in there. Roughly something like that. Yeah. And mix it in there. Okay, well, sizzling really well. I'll reduce it a bit. Let's check my pasta. I would say 1 more minute for my pasta. Yeah, 1 minute and a half. Okay. Let's grate some cheese for the family. Because we really do like our cheese. Okay, I think this one's ready. And let's drain it in a colander. So I've got my colander here. Right. That's my sauce here. There we go. Let's put a little bit of cheese on there. And this is my spaghetti sauce when there's not that much left in the cupboard. Okay, give it a try. I hope you enjoy it. I definitely will. See you later, everyone. Enjoy it, take care of yourselves, and make sure you're safe. Keep on cooking. See you later. Thanks for watching.